send them home in a blanket. Upgrade a bitch and put some diamonds in her anklet.
Oh hey, thanks for coming to another review. Yeah, don't mind what's going on in the background. It's just that Drake dropped another album and now the office is in turmoil because we can't decide if it's absolute dog shit or the greatest thing that they've heard this year. But to keep things formal, let's move to our anti-new Drake safety room. It smells just like 2016. But on that note, we did get a new collab from the Toronto Raptor and 21 Savage titled Her Loss, tapping into the most Drake elements possible while letting 21 throw in some verses like he's a Make-A-Wish kid. Alright, so going through this album, I can't exactly tell if I'm underwhelmed or not even surprised. I mean, there are some nice elements to this project, such as on the beat selections and certain flows to make some bops, such as Broke Boys and Back Outside Boys, but I'd be lying bad if I said this album wasn't filled with some either boring, corny, or dragged down moments as well. I mean, we get some peak Drake bars such as, and I quote, "I'm pushing P, y'all just pushing PTSD," or "I'm a gentleman, I'm generous, I blow $500,000 on you hoes, I'm a feminist," or my favorite Drake bar with, "She asks why I haven't nutted, I told her I ain't in a rush, enjoying the moment, so hush." So at least we know that Aubrey hasn't missed a step when it comes to goofy ass lyricism. And then talking about him, why do I feel like this album is mainly just a glorified Drake album in the first place? Like, don't get me wrong, 21 Savage has his moments such as on the tracks On BS and More M's, but it honestly just feels like 21 isn't utilized enough. Or maybe Drake is overutilized. I don't know, but it makes this project kind of a drag to listen to because when you look back at their previous collaborations, you think they kind of have it figured out on how to make a consistent set of bangers. But then when listening to this album, I feel like I just got an hour's worth of mid-grade Drake with a sprinkle of 21 Savage here and there. I think the only track that really allowed 21 to shine was 3 AM on Glenwood, which allowed him to take over the notable timestamp series instead of Drake, and he seems to not disappoint at all and make the track one of my favorites from the album. But as for the production, it was a pretty heavy mixture of 808s and beat switches, with there being a beat switch on just about every other track, which I wouldn't really complain about if it wasn't utilized so much, kinda killing the surprise gimmick of a beat switch. But don't get me wrong, we did get some banger beats, including the one from Metro Boomin on the track More M's, which did help this become one of the better tracks from this album, really allowing 21 Savage to shine a lot more since the two have collaborated countless times in the past. But there's also the track Broke Boy, which I would honestly give more praise and say has the best beat on this entire project if the second half was used all the way through. It has this more darker and serious energy about it, really allowing these heavy 808s to stand out and create a nice little banger that I did enjoy, and I could honestly see becoming some sort of viral TikTok hit simply because of the chorus and the beat. But of course, what is a Drake album without some absolute trash? And the one I'm referencing for today's video is Circo Loco, honestly being one of the more forgettable ones, and you could even say the worst track from this album, mainly being the beat selection for me sampling One More Time from Daft Punk and giving it some trap snare and catchy flow to just try and make another viral hit, but nothing of any real substance. But as for the features, or feature I should say, it was only Travis Scott on the track Pussy and Millions, with this being the first feature he's done in a long while, honestly outdoing both Drake and 21 Savage with his auto-tuned vocals and nonsensical verse to help carry the song out, which I did enjoy and made this another one of the better tracks from this album. But I believe we also got some Lil Yachty ad-libs on the track Back Outside Boys that I thought was really interesting and honestly a fun way to use an artist without them needing any verses to drag out the song. But then you had this motherfucker Birdman hop on the track Middle of the Ocean, dragging out the song way longer than it already was, but it's already getting a solid 4 minutes worth of mid-grade Drake bars and doing absolutely nothing for the album. So thanks Birdman. But overall, I don't know. I mean, it had some moments that were cool, some moments that weren't, and some that are obviously going to turn into TikTok dances. But I guess when comparing it to the rest of Drake and 21's discography, this would probably be one of Drake's better works and 21's worst, I believe. So to put this on a scale, I'm giving us a high 5 out of 10. Having nothing I'd want to listen to regularly, but at least I know someone out there will. But how do you guys feel about Drake and 21 Savage's new collab? What would you rate it? Let me know down in the comments by liking and subscribing, and follow my IG and Twitter, and follow Chocolate on Instagram if you like the illustrations. And on that note, I'll see you on Monday when I ask KYRIE how it feels to make no money. Peace.